Alright, hi. So I wasn't really planning on making a second video, but quite a few juniors are asking for advice and stuff. So I thought I'll just record something, put it up on YouTube, so everyone can refer to it, and I can give like detailed advice here and put everything on at once. So I've prepared something. I want to go through the books and like any specific advice, including postings. So yeah, that's all. Okay, starting off, I'm going to talk about the books. So, right now, specifically for US only, these are the two books you're going to have. You'll have First Aid and Pathoma. So, Pathoma is basically, like I explained in the last video, it's a concise version of pathology. And so, this guy, the pathology videos, they come with video lectures by Hussein Sattar. He will teach you the why of pathology, and in pathology that's really what it's all about, understanding what causes what and why it happens. So these lectures, you can find them online. It's paid, but there are other ways to find it. Figure that out yourself. These lectures will really help you understand pathology. And yeah, so you'll go through these. This will give you a good conceptual understanding of pathology and very concise notes. Now, first aid. Again, I'll start with pathology. Pathology of first aid is very tabulated. So for like comparisons and stuff, understanding how one disease is different from the other, that's where first aid is amazing. So you can use these two in conjunction. They're both very small books. Pathoma is like 200 pages, and first aid is like 10 pages for every system. So like it's pretty manageable, and you can go through them quickly also. And I'll talk about Anki later. But yeah, these two books are, I would say, really good for conceptual understanding, as well as they have Anki cards specifically for them, and so you can have these nice and settled in your brain. Now, more like exam related books. Okay, so personally, with like the US Army resources, the amount I use them, like I go through them diligently, and I do the Anki cards. So that takes up most of my time. I don't really use these books much, unless it's like specifically for the exam, so like making answers and then like learning it. Anyway, so these are the books for Path. Father Robbins, some people on the internet will tell you to read it. I would say, especially if you're doing the US Family books, it's far too vast. Stick with Mother Robbins if you really like reading. You want to read to understand the concept. But my favorite book is Ramdas Naik personally, because for what I'm using the book for, which is like just passing the exam, making my answers, Ramdas is really good. Another thing with Robbins is some of the things they'll ask you for in the exam will not be there in Robbins. So like Harsh Mohan, Ramdas Naik, like these Indian books, they'll have those things covered, and they'll be covered like in a systematic way, the way they want it in the exam. So yeah, I would say Ramdas, especially if you're using the US Family books, and that is the ideal combination, because then you can understand as well as make nice answers for the exam. Now, Farm, KDT, obviously standard. The classification of drugs, 100% you have to use KDT. So there'll be like a tabular column, not a column, like a web. Anyway, KDT is really good for that. No matter what book you're using, you have to refer to KDT's classification. That'll be like 3 to 5 marks in every exam. So it's damn important. Use KDT for that. Apart from that, there's Shanbag. If you want to make like, if you want to put minimal effort into farm, you can use that book. But I mean, I would say KDT, Shanbag. You can pick any. KDT is harder, Shanbag is easier. Make a choice. Yeah. Now for micro, the only book I use is Shastri. Shastri, the way it's laid out is like it's very systematic firstly, and also in micro there's two specific things that are very important for every disease, which are the lab diagnosis as well as the treatment. And in Shanbag you'll see these like small tables before you go into the text. So let's say like lab diagnosis given for 3 pages, that table will be like 1/4 of a page, and so that'll give you like the most important points which you have to write in the exam, and then you can read through the rest of the text if you want to understand and to add extra points. But like yeah, so I would say Shastri is amazing for that. They will ask you to use Panikkar for parasitology. Personally, I didn't use it. I was fine. You can make a choice. Panikkar is a lot more detailed, and there are some extra points that the life cycles are nicer. You can make a choice. I would say just stick with Shastri. It's pretty good, and you will understand the formatting and all. It's pretty sorted. Anyway, so those are all the books covered. So yeah, books, exam books, US only books. Right. Now we talk about how to make answers. Can you please load? Yeah. So this right here is a page from Pathoma. And you can see step 1, step 2, step 3. This is a neutrophil ribulin function. This is part of the inflammation cascade. But basically it's given like this in pathoma, and now I converted it into this in my answer. This is basically here to show you how you can use a concise book, but then add some points from your other exam books and make an answer. And this will okay, why does this help? When you read a concise book, right, it's very easy to go through it again, whether it's through Anki or reading it again and again. Right. So this basically explains how you can take a concise resource which will be easy to go through again and again, whether through Anki or reading it again and again, and add some extra points from your exam books and really make a complete answer which you can score well. I think I got some 12 on this essay out of 15, so pretty standard, and I didn't put in much effort, to be honest. So alright, okay, so making answers done. Okay, the Aning Deck, let's talk about now. Sorry. Yeah, so that's what I was studying right before this. Alright, the Aning Deck, I talked a little bit about this last time, but the Aning Deck will help you consolidate first aid and pathoma in your mind really, really well. So if I go into pathology, so pathoma, general, right? So these are the first 6 chapters, and pathoma has all of them laid out really well. Each chapter, each topic, the same way will be taught to you in class. He'll cover it, and he'll cover it really well. That's one point. But corresponding to that, you have these flashcards pre-made, already set up for you. Like for every video, you have its own flashcards. Like this growth and adaptations, the first chapter of pathology, which you'll do. 220 flashcards are already ready to go. There's a B there. Okay. So yeah, 220 flashcards are already ready to go. You can just get these on your laptop or whatever, and just start going through them. Trust me, like the book will be in your mind, and then all you need to do is create your answer, and you're ready to go for the exam, and you have like really good clinical knowledge as well. Yeah, so that's pathoma. And then for both farm and micro, you have this resource Sketchy. Again, videos are available online. Figure out how to get them. Yeah, or you can pay for them. Yeah, Sketchy, both farm and micro Sketchy videos are available. For Sketchy micro, it's in I mean, you have to do it. Like, it is the most amazing resource you will ever find. You have to go through it. Sketchy farm, it's a little bit complicated, so unless you understand the physiology well, it's a little bit harder, but definitely still 100% recommended. So again, let me show you. Let's take NSAIDs. So that's one of the drugs you cover in first block. So here you like 90 cards are available for NSAIDs, and like 90 cards, 90 different pieces of information about NSAIDs. That's pretty great, right? And it's already laid out for you. You can just keep going through the flashcards, and you'll be pretty sure that P is really annoying. Okay, right? So yeah, this is what was I doing? Laxatives, yeah. All right. So specific Anki advice now. Okay, just close this out. All right. So right. So we've covered like how to use Anki. I'll make more specific videos in the future. Just a few things I wanted to go through. So basically, whenever you open up a video, right? So this is the Aning Deck. You'll open up this deck and click B. Okay, B is for browse. You can also click this button up here, this one, right? Or you can just click B. So this will take you to the browser, right? In the browser, you will have all these tags. So yeah, let's talk about pathology first. As I showed you earlier, you'll go under path. You'll find your chapter. So let's say you're doing growth and adaptations, and then these are all the videos available for this chapter. All right. Now, once you go, let's say I'm doing the first video, growth and adaptations. Once I go through all the flashcards, like let's say I've read them just to see if they're right, I click Command A to select all the flashcards, and then Command D. That's if you're on a Mac. If you're on Windows, some other button, I don't know. Anyway, figure that out, please. Right. So you click Command D, and then you can move those flashcards from the Aning Deck which you downloaded into whatever sort of categorization you want. Now I'll explain how to make this categorization. Anyway, so like this, you'll be able to, like, every time you do a video, take the flashcards, put them in your own deck, and then start studying them every day as the algorithm explains. All right. Like let's say in my second year deck, I made like this pathology section. Then under the pathology section, I made each of the pathology videos. each of the lecture series is, and then each video. So then this is adaptations, cellular adaptations. Like this, I moved all the cards into my deck. So anyway, right. So that explains how to move cards, how to edit cards on any card. Let's say I'm starting this card, right? If I click E, that'll take me to this edit section. So you have all this, like this top field is for the text, the main text that you'll have. This extra field, this will be like what shows up under the card after you finish it. So you can modify these as you want, like as is. Alright. Now when I do this card, right? You see as is comes under this. So just like that, you can add the cards, add whatever pictures, images, whatever helps you remember the card better. Right. So that is some specific Anki advice. There's still a lot more to go through. The Anking, someone asked me this question, one of the juniors. The Anking is the YouTube channel to go to if you want like really quality advice. I'll put a link to that down below also, and I'll make future videos if it's required. So specific Anki advice is done. Question banks, in first year there's no pathology question bank. Mainly I would say that stick with the Unibank. Farm and Micro will send its own Unibanks. Right? Postings I will cover in another video, but very briefly, for the first 3 months you're gonna have like surgery, medicine, and OBG. You'll rotate through all three, and then after that, for the rest of the 8 months or whatever, you will be posted in each department, no, except ENT and Opthal, because those are only in third year. So yeah, that covers posting also. Cool. If there's anything else, I will make further videos, whatever. Cool. Good luck.